First City Focus is supported in part by First Vincennes Savings Bank, a community lender committed to making loan decisions locally. Online at frsb.net. Good Samaritan, a regional healthcare center offering a variety of services from primary care to same-day joint replacement surgery and more. Good Samaritan online at gshvin.org. Duke Energy, powering the lives of its customers and communities. Online at duke-energy.com. And by Vincennes PBS members, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to First City Focus. I'm your host, Nicole Carey. We're sharing more of the great stories we've brought you so far this year. Who can forget the great total solar eclipse of 2024? We'll revisit that monumental day in Vincennes. Vincennes University is investing in the future of STEM by partnering with local elementary schools. Lincoln High School opened its doors to more than 100 employers in its second annual career fair. An art display earlier this year paid tribute to the challenges of coal miners, and the Vincennes YMCA is undergoing a major renovation. We have these stories and more right now on First City Focus. Well, April 8th has long since come and gone, but who could forget the total solar eclipse that came through our area along the path of totality? It will definitely be a moment in time that many of us will talk about for years to come. Let's take another look at this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Hey, it looks like
you see the diamond ring? There it is. Diamond ring. Here it comes. Here's the diamond ring. See the diamond ring? It's just that little dot. If you look on there, it's just that little dot. Look how bright it is for us.
It's just really hard to put into words because I've never experienced anything like this, but they weren't lying. It was really something.
Fantastic show. You guys really whip it up here, and I think it's the closest thing to a religious experience you can have, quite honestly.
I'm a student at the University of Illinois. I came to the Eclipse today because I went to the last one in 2017. I was a little kid then, but I just remember it being so cool. So of course I wanted to go. It's so amazing, just like everybody thinks. It's just like, I think the best way to describe it is just like the purest light you ever really see coming from the sun. And it's just so hard to describe. It's just something you got to see with your own eyes.
Unbelievable. It was my first time seeing this.
My second time.
The second.
5 years ago in Hopkinsville. It's awesome both times. This one's over 4 minutes, even better.
My family came here from Virginia, at Mount Vernon, and I think the most special thing that I experienced while looking at the eclipse was just like the beauty of it all, and you got to see it with your own two eyes. You didn't have to look through your glasses at like the totality, and I think it's just something very special for me that I'll never forget.
We came down from Mishicot, Wisconsin, just south of Green Bay, just to see this today, and it was completely worth it. Very cool to see the totality with the diamond ring around it. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It was really weird how like before it was totality, it was like dark, but like it was like something was wrong with your eyes. It was weird.
To get to see that complete was pretty cool.
Came from Washington, originally from Bulgaria, and like always, it's very emotional. I would say, you know how it works, you know why it happens, but it's gorgeous to see it in person every single time. I'm looking forward to seeing the next time, anywhere it is.
It was definitely a great experience. According to NASA, the next total solar eclipse in North America will happen on August 23, 2044. But you'll have to make travel plans to witness it firsthand, as it will run from North Dakota down to Arizona. Well, local efforts to invest in the future of STEM education have been evident this year, as Vincennes University celebrated the opening of several STEM labs inside local elementary schools. News Director Dave Foster and photojournalist Dave Novak show us how this new collaboration is bringing STEM education to a new level.
Are you kidding me?
Vincennes University calls it a groundbreaking endeavor, cultivating the next generation of high-tech thinkers and doers. The goal is STEM education exploration. The program originated with Purdue University's Indiana Manufacturing Competitiveness Center, which VU partners with. VU received a Lilly endowment to allow them to facilitate the funding of what's called Design and Innovation Studios in elementary and middle schools throughout Southwest Indiana. The Lilly dollars, along with grants from Indiana's Ready Grant program, paid for the studios in Knox County, and Vincennes School Corporation matched some of those dollars to get the studios in all of their K-6 schools. Toyota Manufacturing is also a partner. The studios have been up and running in Knox County Elementary since the start of school in 2023. But the celebratory ribbon cuttings just took place in recent weeks. VU President Chuck Johnson says it's all about hands-on training at an early age in science, tech, engineering, math, and the arts.
Where kids as young as second grade, first grade can see the kind of things that they can learn from, get engaged with the equipment, the technology, learn to program, learn to code, learn to design, work with 3D printers and robots. And it really is exciting to see how they problem solve and work together. And this is really a foundation to help introduce them to the kinds of technologies and science that they're likely to see throughout their lives and careers, post-grade school, post-high school, into college, and into their careers beyond.
Projects already written on there, so they know what to do, and I made the green and red paper so they know how to start it up, and they know how to clean it up, so they can be completely self-sufficient at this point.
The teacher of the program at Franklin Elementary in Vincennes is Kira Kirsch, and she admits it was a bit intimidating when she started teaching the concepts to young children.
It's exciting. I will say this, I'm not going to lie, I was a little hesitant because we went all the way down to kindergarten with this, and I was like, well, I don't know how much of this they're actually going to be able to do with the robots being in more advanced, but they're blowing my mind. The kindergarten kids can substantially understand this stuff to the point I never thought they would be at the level they're at already. Like, they're surpassing in some of them. I've had some of them show me like, oh, but I can do this, and they've taught me stuff too.
I kind of got used to it, and after that I kind of just knew how to do it.
This year at Franklin, the students focused on learning how robots and other tech work and what it all can be used for. Next year, Kirsch says the goal is to work on projects that will teach how to incorporate the technology to solve certain challenges and problems. One of the students at Franklin who is excelling in the program is Violet Moore. Kirsch says Violet has given her one of those classic teacher-student light bulb moments.
And I get it right every time.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this, because before this, she would have never got this opportunity for years to come. And I said, I put her in front of that DoBot, and within 5 minutes of never using it, she had a code down, and the code, it was, like I said, 25 different lines of code, and she had it down like it was nothing. She took to it like she'd been doing it for years.
One more. I need one more piece right here.
There's another aspect in the learning besides the technology. In a time in history when individualism is at an all-time high and we've all been encouraged and are learning to navigate to work alone in our own homes and bubbles, the program's teacher at Vigo Elementary, Valerie Grumio, says these studios require teamwork.
And this forces them to work together, communicate to each other, share either tools, equipment, ideas, problem solve and troubleshoot things together with other people, sometimes with a partner, sometimes with a full group of people. So it has definitely been a learning experience, and I think a very valuable one for them to learn. So it's an ongoing process, but we are getting better with it every week.
It's really hard.
And although there has been a learning curve on working together, Grumio says learning the lesson she teaches comes quick to the young, eager minds. One of the more popular projects at Vigo has been a Lego car assembly.
Legos are pretty popular with kids this age, any kind of building materials. And so to have this takes it a step further than what maybe they do at home building from a kit or even some free play with building materials like Legos. But then to have this car assembly, and I always connect everything to real world, and give them a little bit of video. I always use Toyota as my example of car assembly, and let them see some of that car assembly in action.
At the end of the day, the purpose of these studios is to help kids to start thinking about and preparing for their continuing education and where and how they want to keep learning and contribute to society.
Hopefully when they get through high school and they're ready for college, they have an understanding of the technology and the career paths that kind of technology will lead them to. They have the ability to learn about things on their own. They have the ability to problem solve, to get along together, work in teams, and this will set them up very well for college level work.
And with this kind of tech becoming more available locally every day, it's likely that these design and innovation studios could be key to stopping the brain drain and keeping these kids close to home when they move on to higher education and eventually their chosen careers. For photojournalist Dave Novak, I'm Dave Foster for First City Focus.
Well, what do you want to do when you grow up? It's a question many students don't know how to answer, but thanks to a career fair held at Lincoln High School in Vincennes, they might be a little bit closer to figuring that out. Of course, we were there as well, sharing our knowledge about the media field. Allison Bowers has the details.
It's not every day that you find a high school gymnasium full of people. People promoting their business while sharing their career with students, that is. But that's exactly what took place recently at Lincoln High School, thanks to the 110 businesses taking part in a now annual career fair. One of the event organizers is Becky Bushy, the Community Partnership Development Coordinator for the Vincennes School Corporation. She says this event is all about helping the students weigh their future possibilities.
The goal of today is to show the students how many opportunities there are in the Knox County area, the general vicinity. So many students think there's not very many good jobs, but there's some awesome jobs here. So the career exploration that they are going to learn by coming through and seeing all of these businesses, there's so many opportunities for the students if they'll take advantage of it.
This is only the second year for the career fair, but co-organizer and career coach Kalina McCormick says more than 40 organizations were added to the list for this year, in addition to those who attended last year.
It's incredible. Just to hear the feedback from last year, we thought we had a great attendance for our first year, and then word of mouth, it speaks volumes about our students, it speaks volumes about our community, that they are willing to invest in the future of our community to make sure that we can build a successful workforce.
Also new this year was the chance for juniors and seniors from North Knox, South Knox, and Reveille to come take part in the career fair. While this has organically come together in Knox County, to have all of these businesses in one place for the county high school students, it seems to be ahead of a curve that's coming.
There are a lot of changes that are happening at the high school level. They are going to require students to go to a career fair, so we thought it was easier to host one in one spot and make it a little easier on all of our businesses too, so they don't have to give up 3 or 4 days of their time and they can just come and volunteer one day.
I think it's a great thing to have because that's where kids can see what they want to do when they're older.
I think the career is really fun because you can go and talk to different areas and see what you're really interested in and learn a lot about it.
Some things I've learned about the fair is these different jobs, they don't only work with one thing.
And I think that the career fair is very open and wide and that it lets kids have the opportunities to do and see what they want to do.
I think it's a lot cooler because it's a lot bigger than last year. There's a lot more people, a lot more businesses to talk to.
My favorite thing about the career fair is that you can figure out what you are interested in, what you want to do, especially out of high school to go to college and stuff.
I think it's real cool, all the opportunities and things you get to see, talking to everyone, and they tell you what everything's about, and it's a good chance to see what your future is going to look like.
Not only did the students get to learn about so many different career possibilities, but they also got to sharpen their communication skills. In order to qualify for the many door prizes that were donated by the businesses, the students had to interact with a variety of booths to earn gold tickets to be entered into the drawing. At our Vincennes PBS booth, many students asked great questions about broadcasting. We were able to give them a hands-on taste of video production and share with them some behind-the-scenes magic of our industry.
But this program, have you watched the new Fallout series?
You ever got a little bit of rain coming in on, I can't read that, but that's Indianapolis. Indianapolis, it's a rainy day over there.
And in Evansville, rain. And in Indianapolis,
Even the middle school students were excited to spend part of their day exploring careers.
I work mostly at the middle school, and their response was so positive, and even the response from the businesses regarding our middle school kids, because we went back and forth. Do you let the middle school kids come to this, or is it a little early? But they were so into it. They were coming in beforehand, showing me pictures of their outfits they were going to wear to make sure they looked professional enough. They were all just very excited about it. They loved getting to talk to the businesses. They were telling me things that I didn't even know about the businesses, so they were very engaged, and I just love to see that, especially in my position.
And as far as how this event might grow even further in the years to come, time will tell. But it's definitely proven to be a benefit for everyone involved.
I'm overwhelmed with what we have accomplished, but the main thing is I am just so proud of what we have been able to provide for the students and for the businesses as well, because they benefit also.
As someone who is from Knox County and just born and raised here, went to Lincoln High School, I wish there had been something like this for myself. It makes me bust with pride for our community that they see the value in keeping students here. I think even when I started planning this, there are businesses that signed up and I didn't know what they did. I didn't know that these opportunities were available. So it's just so wonderful that our kids can see what there is.
For First City Focus, I'm Allison Bowers.
We definitely enjoyed being there, and maybe, just maybe, we lit the broadcasting fire in a few of those students. Well, coal mining has long been a staple within many communities throughout Southwest Indiana. An art exhibit in Vincennes this past spring paid tribute to the industry, highlighting the hardship and struggles of its workers. Nicole Cardano-Hillary shares with us the story behind the portrait of a coal miner.
Art is what you feel when you look at it. That was the sentiment of local artist Fernando Lozano at a January reception of his Portrait of a Coal Miner art show.
This one was the beginning of this whole conversation.
A large crowd gathered at the event and gave support and honor to the native of Mexico who has paid tribute to a part of American and especially Midwestern heritage and its workers. Lozano says it took him nearly 3 years to finish the project, which was inspired not long after moving to Indiana. It started when he came to Knox County about 6 years ago from California and lived behind a coal gasification power plant in Edwardsport.
Every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, a train will come with coal. No matter what, rain or shine. And I started thinking about that, really more explicit of what's happening with that, right? And it started researching and started finding out that coal basically make the industrial revolution to happen, right? We have electricity, we have all those incredible things that coal was able to do it. And I said that there's, in every revolution, there's winners and losers. And to me, the losers are the miners who are still in this time. They're being used to get to certain points, vote for this, vote for that.
As Lozano continued to research the history of the industry, he became enamored with the struggles miners had in their fight for workers' rights, healthcare, and safety. His pictures depict how hard men worked and how downtrodden they could become, risking life and limb day after day, as they dug for the nation's source of power while providing for their families. Lozano also shines a light on how children were once a part of the life down in the mines.
Children were meant to be men at 11 years old. It's amazing that the company, the mine mentality was just to put these people down and to abuse them. And we still use that, It's amazing. I've been talking to a lot of miners and they are very proud of their work. They're very proud of what they do. But and I just imagine going down into the mine and having to shoulder with shoulder with your friend. You become brothers. You become more than brothers. You become savers of each other.
This art collection can be a history lesson for some. Lozano told us that today's younger generation has no idea that the canaries, which are seen in some of these creations, were utilized in coal mining for about 90 years as a tool to detect carbon monoxide.
They couldn't understand that. That was their kind of a safety valve, right? I mean, if the gases were coming, the bird was going to collapse and they were going to run away. they don't understand that. So it's very interesting to bring that to the generation that has not had that experience or that reading.
The artist is very hopeful that this collection represents the true spirit of the miner and the sacrifices they make. But he also wants it to be a seed for thought. He believes that other sources of energy need to be explored, but doesn't want today's coal miner to suffer because of change.
Now, like everything else, we need to change, we need to move forward. Yes, coal did a lot of things for us, but I think it's time at the same time to kind of reevaluate what we're doing with it, because global warming is here. I mean, it's palpable, you see things. And coal, even though it was an important part of our revolution, of our industry growing, we need to face it, right? We need to understand that is part. But again, who's losing here on this whole thing? The miners who are still working on that. I don't see a bill saying, let's retrain them, let's give them, or just the guys who have, are close enough to be retired, give them the pension, the full pension. Why not, right? I mean, they did a lot of things for us. We should help them as well.
For photojournalist Dave Novak, I'm Nicole Cardaño-Hillary reporting for First City Focus.
To stay up to date with the latest exhibits at the Surecliff Gallery of Art, you can follow them on their Facebook page. The Vincennes YMCA has a commitment towards a better future for all, and a large capital improvement plan in process is trying to make good on that promise. News Director Dave Foster and photojournalist Dave Novak take us through the plans to update the facility.
A hub of the community. That's how someone recently described the YMCA of Vincennes. That's because this 50-year-old facility is now home to so many services for Vincennes and Knox County that it's hard to imagine life without it. It's home to not only what you would expect at a Y, but it's also a senior center and a public transportation service. And they offer child care, and there is much more to come. It's been about 25 years since any major changes have happened here, and currently there is a $2.5 million capital improvement plan underway. That plan includes renovations, creating a new early childhood development area to be run by the Vincennes School Corporation, a total reworking of what was once the gymnastics area, and later on a refurbishing of the main lobby. It's all being overseen by CEO Dennis Cordes, who became the Y's leader just this year.
Most of what I'm going to get accomplished, there's been a lot of groundwork laid by the board of directors and the finance committee. As we talked about, how well have I kept the budget in the last 3.5 months? Well, that comes from having a good foundation. And the YMCA has always had a good foundation. So I'm just going to try and rebuild and strengthen what's come before me.
About half of what's needed to pay for all of the changes here has been raised, and Cordes told us that most of that is from donations and endowments, both big and small.
Grants through Eli Lilly and donations from everywhere from $20 up to $250,000 so far. So we've had great community support.
During our visit, the local Rotary Club stopped by with a generous $25,000 gift for the cause.
The work that they do here, what they're doing for the children, fostering strong minds, making a safe place for our community and for people to be involved and active is important.
Helping kids get off to a good start is what Cordes is passionate about in his job, and he knows that what's happening here at the Y is how to make that happen. He believes the new pre-K school at the Y property will help give kids a foundation they need, and then when they come to the Y, those fundamentals will be reinforced.
The pre-K program is going to be one of the key steps in making every other part of their life, that child's life, successful. If you don't have that base, whose fault is that? If we don't provide that for them, that's on us. So to say kids today, the kids don't have this or that. If we don't, give them those opportunities to hit the key developmental points with proper nutrition and proper education and a good environment to learn and thrive in, then we're at fault.
Everyone seems to be very excited about the changes coming to the gymnastics area, where old school play will meet some new technology. There'll be simulators with almost any sport you can imagine, which will benefit not only Y members but the entire community.
And part of that system will also be used by the kids through the Vincennes Community School Corporation, they'll go up there, team activities that you can program into it. We're also going to reinstall sports walls. And the sport walls are another one of those competitive things that get kids interacting with technology, but having the actual ball in their hand. So it's not just a remote control and you're playing football on an old Coleco.
In addition to the sports training, the child care, the new preschool, various seasonal camps, and more, there's programming and services geared toward those in the latter part of life.
And we're going to start doing more and more senior activities to bring seniors in to the Y. We've already done the common area in the front for lunches. For $3, you can get a nutritious and delicious fresh cooked meal. You need a ride? $5, you get a round trip and a lunch. I don't know where in town you can get a good nutritious lunch for $5.
The YMCA will be a place for seminars for issues concerning senior citizens, and this is a place where older adults have always loved to play pickleball. So don't say there's nothing to do in Knox County for kids of all ages.
All the things that everybody says, well, there's nothing for our kids to do. There's nothing for your kids to do if you don't avail yourself to the services that are here and available. There's plenty of things to do here if you just take that minute to do it.
And thanks to those who care about having things to do and have the knowledge and resources to help make it happen, the YMCA of Vincennes will continue to be and become an even bigger hub for Vincennes and Knox County. For photojournalist Dave Novak, I'm News Director Dave Foster for First City Focus.
To learn how you can help support the Vincennes YMCA, just follow a link on our website. And now our final focus. We loved being a sponsor of the Kids Zone during the Eclipse weekend in Vincennes. Let's take another look at when our friend Luna from Let's Go Luna came to town.
It's just the right shot.
She comes down from the sky and visits her friends.
There you go. So, Cole, come over here. Sorry about that.
All right, say it.
Say, Luna, better dance, so let the world lead the way.
Wonderful. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, yes, very, very cool, very cool. Congratulations for having a great day over here, Luna.
What do you say? Yeah.
It's exciting. I really feel like the city's been revitalizing over the past decade, honestly, since I've lived here, and just to see everyone coming out for an event like this is really encouraging.
Say bye-bye. See you guys. See you.
And that's all for this edition of First City Focus. For everyone here at Vincennes PBS, I'm Nicole Carey. We'll see you again next week.
First City Focus is supported in part by First Vincennes Savings Bank, a community lender committed to making loan decisions locally. Online at frsb.net. Good Samaritan, a regional healthcare center offering a variety of services from primary care to same-day joint replacement surgery and more. Good Samaritan online at gshvin.org. Duke Energy, powering the lives of its customers and communities. Online at duke-energy.com. And by Vincennes PBS members, thank you.